Hey guys, so we are in Montague, New Jersey right now. We're hanging out at Tamerlaine Farm Animal Sanctuary, and this is Peter. He's the owner. Peter, tell us a little bit about this place.
Sure. So Tamerlaine Farm Animal Sanctuary is a sanctuary that my wife and I started 2 years ago. We started with 2 roosters who you're about to meet that we got from Woodstock Farm Sanctuary.
Yep.
Fell in love with these 2 roosters and said, we can do this, let's give this a go. And so slowly but surely we've been taking on animals and caring for them and promoting veganism and show you what we got.
That's awesome. Yeah, so you're going to kind of give us a little tour?
Will do.
Let's do it.
Right on. So this coop here is occupied by a bunch of roosters who were rescued from a school hatching project in New York City. In February we got a call that there were 18 eggs that were about to hatch in a classroom, and the teacher had no idea what he was going to do with the eggs, with the birds once they hatched. And so in the middle of February it's really hard to place hatchlings. Sanctuaries are concerned because of the weather, you can't have them outside. So this black contraption here was in our basement, in our living room, essentially our den, for February through the spring, and we had 18 hens and roosters living in the house. Living in that thing, and once they were big enough we took them outside. These are all roosters living in here, and they're getting along, doing well.
How many we have in here right now?
Right now there are 12 roosters living in here, and the girls, the hens, we moved into another area that we'll show you now.
Okay.
These are our 2 original boys, Yuri and Jupiter. Without these guys we would have never had the gumption to think that we could do this. But Yuri and Jupiter came to us 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and they're the sweetest, coolest roosters in the world.
Ooh, big.
Sweet and cool with each other, not so sweet and cool with other birds, hence Yuri and Jupiter living by themselves. They're like, we think of them as, in the Muppets, the 2 old guys in the opera box.
That sounds about right.
That's Yuri and Jupiter. But they're super cool, they love people. He was born with deformed feet a little bit. He gets around really well considering. These guys come in and have breakfast with us and the dogs during the winter every morning.
Oh, really?
So 4 of them lined up at the breakfast bowls. The dogs and these 2 roosters get along great. So they're great with people, they're great with dogs, not so good with hens. And they are the logo for the sanctuary.
Oh, that's great.
All right.
So we're hanging out here with, we're hanging out here with your tomatillo plants, and I see you got a lot of raised gardens over here, raised bed gardens.
We do.
Why don't you tell us what you're growing right now?
Sure, we have tons of stuff. We have broccoli, rutabaga, scallions, garlic, zucchini, cucumbers, corn, tomatoes, jalapenos, red Fresno peppers, what am I leaving out? Radishes, carrots, spinach, kale, lettuces, all different types of lettuces. I can go on and on, you'll run out of film.
Strawberries right behind us.
Yeah. So after Yuri and Jupiter, after we got the 2 boys, the next thing that we did, we rescued 20 layers from this big rescue from a battery farm, a battery hen production facility in California, where Animal Place, I don't know if you heard about it, but Animal Place flew like as many birds as they could that were going to be euthanized. They were 2 years old, which is considered end of their most productive years, so they were going to be gassed and just discarded. And so Animal Place, someone flew, I think, at least 1,000 birds to different sanctuaries all over the Northeast, and we were fortunate enough to get 20 of them. So we moved them into here. The problem with the battery hens, I mean, the problems are endless. I could go on and on about the problems, but one of the problems, the lucky ones that do survive the 2 years of mass use, they wind up with horrible reproductive cancers from pumping out egg after egg after egg. And so we've experienced that firsthand. The 18 or 20 that we started with were down, unfortunately, to, I think there are 5 of them left, and in 2 years they've unfortunately died of reproductive cancers, and it's heartbreaking. But
you gave them that last piece, I mean, for as long as they've lived. Take comfort in that.
Thank you. Yeah, they had, and the ones that are still with us have an amazing life right up until the end, and so it's worth it. But it's just one more reminder that factory farming is so bad, and people think about, well, I don't eat meat, but I eat eggs. I would argue that the least humane thing to do is to eat eggs, because the birds are just, yeah, it's the worst of the worst. It really is. This is Maddie, one of our amazing animal caregivers, and she's tending to the feet of one of our Cornish hens.
This is Grace. Grace is the Kaporos rescued chicken. She's a super sweetie pie. And she's a pro, so we're trying to fix up this bumblefoot she's got going on.
What happened?
Yeah, it's a nasty one. It's a bacterial infection that they get, and it doesn't ever go away. You just kind of have to try to maintain it. Fixing up her little footies, and she's being a good trooper.
Yeah, she seems to be just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
So cute.
She's a little hot.
Hi, babies. Hi. Hi.
Sweetie. Yeah, so these turkeys just arrived this morning. We adopted them from Farm Sanctuary. They're 4 months old, super sweet, getting acclimated to their new house. We got the mister going, trying to keep them cool, and we're really happy to have them. These guys are de-beaked, as you can see.
Yeah.
They're part of the factory farm industry.
Michael, everybody.
Hi.
You're volunteering here this weekend?
Yeah, I'm volunteering. I'm working also on a art project. That I'm a performance artist, musician, and I'm spending a lot of time here to kind of like acquire experience because I want to do a show all about animals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And is this your first day here, or have you been?
Yeah, I came once over 4th of July, and that was my like, hey, here's the farm, you know, it's so nice. And then today is my first day of like, here's a pitchfork. Like,
And here's a 90-degree day. And
yeah, it's
work.
pretty intense, but it's fun.
It's and rewarding, even, you know,
Yeah,
going
yeah.
home with it. Now, how far away do you live?
I live in Brooklyn, in New York, so it was like a 2-hour bus ride.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not
Stay
bad at
here
all.
tonight or go back tonight?
I came yesterday. I'm staying for like 5 days.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm like,
It's like a vacation. Well,
Yeah.
a work vacation.
yeah, it's away from work.
Yeah, yeah,
A different kind of work.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Tim. I'm John.
A little nasty right now.
It's okay. I'm always
meet you.
nasty. Who wants a tummy rub?
Claire.
Oh my goodness. I love piggies. You're my favorite.
Okay, I'll have a peach.
Oh my gosh, she's cute.
So the Delaware River is right on the other side of our road, and we have a body of water back here, this stream-fed pond.
Oh, nice.
And so the water runs from the pond down to the Delaware.
Who wants a mud bath? There you go. So we are in the back lot of Peter's establishment here, and Peter, I'm looking at a big empty field. What do we got going on?
Yeah, right. So we just cleared this field. We always had this path. This was part of a running path, this grassy area right here. What we have going on now with this clearing is we're going to be putting sheep on this field. So we're going to be putting a sheep barn right about where we're standing.
Okay.
And they're going to have this whole area to graze and hang out and love life.
That's awesome. And now, while we're talking about future barns,
Right.
where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, I mean, you guys are already expanding. It's been 2 years. What's going to happen? What's your 5-year plan?
We're blowing it out. This is going to be the most massive farm sanctuary in the whole wide world. Just kidding. We're going to take it super slow and grow it organically and make sure that we don't get ahead of ourselves. You know, there's a fine line between doing what we're doing and what other amazing sanctuaries are doing and being accused of collecting or hoarding animals.
Right.
We never want to come even close to that, both in terms of other people's perception and our own perception. So we're going to take it slow. Thankfully, we have a lot of space and we have room to grow, but we're not going to grow until we're ready, and we're going to grow at a pace that is sustainable for the animals.
It's always hard to talk about, but funding. How are you going to pay for all this?
Yeah, so I am extremely wealthy. I'm very well off, so I don't need anything from anyone, so please don't donate to us. It's all self-funded. That's a joke also. We are in need of help from supporters, and thankfully we have some great people who have contributed, and people continue to contribute. My wife does a line of food products, which I think you saw, and you will see in a little bit, and the proceeds from everything that we sell, so it's an artisanal line of sauces, hot sauce, barbecue sauce, pestos, hummus, pickled vegetables that we grow. All the proceeds, 100%, go towards the farm and towards the rescue operation. And so between that and donations, that's how we're doing it.
And that's awesome. I mean, you're trying to find a way to provide a product for people, but also fund your establishment through that, and that's really cool. I wanted to do something very similar with pumpkins and apples.
Oh, right on.
Like my own little lot someday. Someday, guys, you know. I like what you said though. Slow and steady, because if you end up over adopting or over rescuing, you'll end up doing just as much harm as if they were out there somewhere, which is I guess there's a fine line there, but going the pace you need to, rescuing as you can, I think that's a really important point to make.
Yeah.
And you know, I love it. I think this is a beautiful place, and I'm really excited to see what the future holds for you guys. So,
Right on.
yeah.
Thank you so much.